Hello, welcome to part 3 of the crocodile bag tutorial. If you have missed out on part 1 and part 2, be sure to go and check those out. In this video, I will be showing you guys how to do some decreases for the mouth of the bag, as well as the holes for the strap and the button fastener as well. Before we start, we need to mark 4 points on the bag where we want to insert the bag strap. 2 points in front and 2 at the back. Normally I would use the second scale from the corner of my bag as a guide to mark 4 stitches starting from the center of this scale. You can use stitch markers to mark these points if you want. Now we're going to start by chaining 1, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into that same stitch, and we're going to continue 1 single crochet into each stitch until we reach the first point where we marked for our strap. Now you don't necessarily have to follow exactly what I'm doing here. If you have your own way of making your bag strap, you can use your own methods. Otherwise, if you need a little bit more guidance on this, then you can follow this way as well. Okay, so I've reached the second scale from the corner of my bag, and I've already marked 4 stitches from the center of this scale. Now I'm not going to work any stitch into these 4 stitches. Instead, I'm going to chain 4, and then I'm going to skip these 4 stitches. And into the 5th stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet. By chaining and skipping the stitches, we are creating this gap where we can be able to insert the bag strap into. Now we're going to continue working single crochet stitches into each stitch until we reach the second point where we marked for our bag strap. Okay, I made it to the back side of my bag where I marked my second point. Before making any chains there, make sure to measure it up against the other 4 chains that you did on the front side, just to be sure that they are aligned. If they are not aligned, then you can adjust accordingly. Once you've confirmed your next 4 stitches for your bag strap, you can chain 4 and skip those 4 stitches, and into the 5th chain work 1 single crochet, and continue working 1 single crochet into each stitch until you reach the 3rd point on the other corner of the bag. You will repeat this until you have 4 gaps for your bag strap, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. Once you reach your starting point, you're going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, this is the part where we start doing the decreases for the mouth of our bag. We're going to do 2 rounds of decreases, and then we're going to finish off with a crab stitch for the edge of our bag. Okay, so chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into the first 2 stitches. Now we're going to do a single crochet decrease. Into the next stitch, insert your hook and pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next stitch after that and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, followed by a single crochet decrease. To do a decrease, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, hold it there, insert your hook into the next stitch. After that, pull up a loop and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. We're going to repeat this pattern until we reach the first chain 4 space for our bag strap. Just a side note, after working a decrease and you have 1 stitch left before the strap hole, you can just work 1 single crochet into that stitch. Now into the chain 4 space, we're going to work 4 single crochet stitches. After that, you're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, followed by a decrease, and you will repeat this pattern until you reach the next chain 4 space. Once you've reached the next chain 4 space, you're going to work 4 single crochet into that, and then you're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, followed by a decrease, and you will repeat that until you reach the next chain 4 space, and the pattern starts all over again from there. After you've made it to the end, work a slip stitch into the top of that first stitch to join, and then we're going to work 1 more round of decrease. However, this time we're going to work 1 single crochet in the first stitch, followed by a decrease, and we will repeat this pattern all the way around until we get to the starting point. Once you've made it back around, work a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch to join, and then for this next round we're going to work 1 single crochet into each and every stitch all the way around. I forgot to mention this earlier. Before starting each new round of single crochet stitches, you must always chain 1 first before working your single crochet into that very first stitch, and it's only for that first stitch, and for the rest of the round it's just single crochet as normal. So go ahead now and work 1 single crochet into each and every stitch all the way around. After you've reached the starting point, work a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch to join. And for this very last round, we're going to do what we call the crab stitch. The crab stitch is commonly used as a decorative stitch for edges or borders of your crochet projects. This is completely optional. You can skip this part if you don't want to make this stitch. The crab stitch is basically single crochet stitches worked in reverse. First of all, you need to chain 1 and into the next stitch on your right hand side you're going to insert your hook, yarn over and pull a loop through that stitch. Yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Again, into the next stitch on your right hand side you're going to insert your hook, yarn over and pull a loop through that stitch, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Now you will repeat this pattern all the way around and I'll meet you back to close off this round. Once you've made it back around to the start, into that very last stitch, make sure to work your last crab stitch. And now we're going to join with a slip stitch into the same stitch where we worked our first crab stitch. After that, we chain 1 to secure and fasten off. Okay, the main part of the bag is now complete. We're gonna set this bag aside and we'll start working on the button fastener. Now grab your yarn. I'm still doubling my strands and we're gonna do a slip knot, and then we're going to insert our hook into the slip knot and make 5 chains. After chaining 5, we're going to join with a slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. Now into this chain 4 space, we're going to work single crochet stitches evenly and equally all around until we reach the thickness that we want for our button fastener. Once you're happy with the thickness of your button, you can chain 1 and fasten off, and we're going to start sewing the button onto our bag. Now that we've attached the button to our bag, I'm going to show you how to do the button enclosure. You can use the same colored yarn. Get your yarn and make a slip knot. Now the number of chains that you make will depend on the size of your button. I chained a 10. A little trick that you can use to ensure that you have the correct measurement for your button enclosure is to chain however many chains as you want, and then form a loop and try placing it over the button to see that it can be easily inserted into the loop. Make sure that it's not too tight or too loose. Once you're happy with the size of the loop, then you can go ahead and join with a slip stitch into the first chain. Now into this ring we're going to work double crochet stitches. So however many chains you have chained for this ring, you're going to need to work the same total number of double crochet stitches around this ring. Since I chained 10, I'm going to work a total of 10 double crochet stitches all around this ring. Also, after I work the first 5 double crochet stitches, I'm going to chain 1 and then I will work another 5 double crochet stitches on the other side. After working that last double crochet stitch, we're going to work on the strap, but before doing so we need to weave in any loose strands that we have. I'm just gonna cut mine off because I've already woven it into my stitches. Now where we have the last double crochet stitch, we're going to work 2 single crochet stitches around that stitch. You can either work around the stitch or you can work into the loops, it's really up to you. So chain 1 and work your first single crochet into the top of that last double crochet stitch. Followed by 1 more single crochet either around that stitch or through the loop of that stitch. Into the chain space you're going to work 1 single crochet, and you're going to repeat 2 single crochet stitches into the last double crochet stitch on the other side. After you're done with that, this is how your button enclosure should look like. For the strap, we're not going to make any chains. We're just going to turn our work and work one single crochet into each stitch going back down the row. I did a total of 3 rows for my strap. Once you've completed your strap, insert the button into the enclosure before attaching it to your bag. Now you can attach the strap to the other side of the bag. Just make sure that it is aligned with your button enclosure in front. After attaching the strap, this is how it should look like. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something valuable from this video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below, and feel free to share this video with your friends and family. Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure your notification bell is turned on so you do not miss the last part of this tutorial, where we will be learning how to crochet the adjustable strap for this bag. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.